You're watching the Sporting Time Show with host Doug Thompson. Sponsored by Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop.
Good evening and welcome to the Sporting Time Show. I am Doug Thompson, and woo, what a week it has been. Softball, baseball, and so much is going on. We're going to get right to it, but I want to welcome back the main man. Joe Brunk is with me today as our special co-host. Originally the co-host, but you have been so busy.
Yeah.
I mean, married?
It's true. Still
True?
married. Yeah.
Still married?
Still married.
I assume that. Brand new house in the process.
It's coming here real quick.
New job.
Yeah.
And you broadcast.
Yeah.
And you're the PA announcer for the Hot Rods.
That's true.
That's 5 things,
It's
Joe.
a lot.
Major things.
It's a lot. It's a lot of time that I'm not really getting to sit back and relax a whole lot. No, but it's good.
And we were doing a game last night, the 4th Region Baseball Championship, and Joe mentions to me, hey, I'm not working on Friday.
Well, no, you asked me. You said, hey, when do you have to go into work? And I was like, I don't.
Yeah.
We have different hours during the summer, and so you're like, hey, come in for this.
I was like, well, perfect.
Here we are.
This is perfect. You and I had the opportunity to really enjoy, and we're going to get into softball here in a bit. Kaylee Cook, a recipient of the Toyota of Bowling Green, will be in studio. But you and I had an opportunity to sit back and watch. You broadcasted the 4th Region baseball tournament. You also did the 14th District, and what an amazing tournament it was. And it just concluded on Thursday night.
Yeah.
And Russell County was crowned the 4th Region baseball champion, but it's a gauntlet to get there.
It is, and first of all, like, kudos to the crew that put everything together, made it all happen. Again, we were supposed to go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Rain came in through this week, really messed with a lot of things, and so you had to move your semifinals to be, instead of all on the same night, to having them on 2 separate nights. They had to dance around the rain for the semifinals. Luckily, some good weather came in for the championship, so rain wasn't a factor in that championship. But man, Russell County, they were a team that was built for that type of a tournament, a 3-game tournament. They've got the right amount of pitching. They've got some good bats that got hot at the right time. That's a really good team that's heading to Lexington next week.
They're so strong, and Coach, and by the way, Chris Decker was the tournament director.
Yeah, he did a great job.
You just tipped your hat to him, but you look at, Warren East for a second, the team that made it through the 14th District, gets to the 4th Region, is able to navigate their way into the championship game. I think exceeded all expectations. I mean, they were a solid team, but they were so young. And, they're there.
That's the thing. And they went through so much in the offseason. They lost a teammate. They lost one of their biggest fans. They rallied around that for this final run through the 14th District. And they got hot at the right time. And I saw moments of it when they played Bowling Green in the regular season. And I watched that game at Warren East. I said, well, look, this is a good team. They had 2 really good pitchers, right? And they've got a top of the order that's really stout.
Yes.
And so when they got hot, they're a team that could score a bunch of runs. And they did that against Bowling Green in the regular season. They did that again in the district championship game. And their pitching was just able to hold out just long enough to get that district win. Huge for them to take that title, run out of town with it, head over to the 15th District for next season. And because of that, they got themselves a pretty decent draw. Now, Franklin Simpson is a handful, but they put Chase Carver out there. He took care of business. And so did the Bats. I mean, they won like 8-0 in that game.
They were good.
They were really good. And so then they got Clinton County, which allowed them to kind of, reset the order a little bit, get back in the flow of things. They won that one pretty easily. And so they were in a prime position to win that championship last night. They just ran up against a buzzsaw right now in Russell County.
No question about it. We've got about 45 seconds left. You talked about Clinton County. That's a story in and of itself with Coach Baker and what he was able to do with the Clinton County team that was able to put 2 trophies in their trophy case. He told me for the first time for baseball, and he was so proud of his team. Yes, they made it to the semis. They didn't advance, Joe. 20 seconds left, but what an amazing feat that they did.
And we had an eye on them after Media Day because
right.
they were a fun interview on Media Day too.
Yeah, and we are going to do a feature on them. They have 3 generations of family members that are a part of that Clinton County team now. So much more to talk about. When Joe and I come back, we will talk more about 4th Region Baseball. Kaylee Cook is on deck. More of the Sporting Time Show right here on WNKY NBC 40. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Joe Brunk is guest hosting today. We were able to get him in the studio. We're talking about 4th Region Baseball. On deck will be Kaylee Cook, a Greenwood, just recently graduated from Greenwood High School, soccer player. And Joe, we're talking about Russell County. And you and I have, we talk about it off camera, we talk about it when we're doing broadcasts, we talk about it Media Day. They're an amazing team. I was looking back the last, 20 years. Russell County not only wins the 16th district, but they're competitive in the 4th region.
Oh yeah, like every time that you come in to Western Kentucky for that region tournament, you're looking at the 14th district and you're looking at Russell County. Like those are the teams that you're looking at because year in and year out, they always have really good pitching. They always have timely hitting, and their defense is usually on par.
Yep.
Now, the 14th district has been able to get the better of them when they've met up in the region tournament, but they're always the threat. They're all like, if you ask the Bowling Greens, the Warren East, the South Warrens in years past, who they're looking at and who they're preparing for in the tournament, most of the time they're talking about Russell County because 1, they're really good. 2, they rarely get to see them in the regular season.
Right.
And so you're really going up against an unknown. And when you're seeing a really good pitcher from Russell County, which they usually always have, for the first time, it takes a little bit to catch up. And before you know it, you could be behind.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened against Bowling Green in the semis.
Yeah, they're an amazing team led by a coach who I interviewed Thursday night, and the interview was interesting. It's after the interview that he shared some things with me off the record, and they will stay off the record. But we are going to be doing a story on them and on him, but they've had a baseball program for 67 years. 66 of the 67 years, Joe, they've had a winning record. And they've had about 4 coaches, right? In that amount of time. And he kind of told me the secret to their success, which will be the story that will be coming out on stfanclub.com, shameless plug. But yes, we will be talking about them. But congratulations to them. They are super good. You mentioned Russell County, Logan County, Coach McGuire. He's always in the mix as well out of the 13. Franklin Simpson, a tremendous tournament. And I think Russell County is really going to make some noise in the state tournament.
I think so too. And they're sliding in under the radar as far as the state is concerned because everyone was talking about Bowling Green through the season. And deservedly so. Bowling Green's really good. They won the region last year. They had a Mr. Baseball candidate in Patrick Forbes. Everybody had their eyes on Bowling Green. And Russell County's kind of sliding in there. They could surprise some folks with Nathan Lawson and Cody Luttrell. You've got 2 guys that can win you 2 games right there.
Yeah.
So when you've got that to go off of, not a lot of teams can say that.
Yeah.
Russell County can. If their bats continue like they did in the region tournament up at Kentucky Proud Park up in Lexington, they could really throw some things for a curve up there. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
They have the pitching. They have the bats. So we're going to put a little bow around the 4th region, of course. You had mentioned Warren East moves into the 15th district next year, which will make the 14th district a 4-team, again, 4 teams.
Yeah.
But Warren Central fell on really tough times this year. They had to cancel the latter part of their season because of participation. We hope that Warren Central is able to pull this thing together and get the guys that they need to field the team and get back into the 14th district and be competitive.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You hate to see programs kind of not being able to put something together. Their football team went through a very similar thing. but they're kind of bouncing back. They're getting numbers back. Hopefully baseball is able to do the same.
All right, we got about a minute. Really quickly, softball, they just came out with the softball 4th region draw. It's this week is now all softball.
Yeah.
A surprise in the 13th district with Franklin Simpson losing to Russellville in the first round of district. Even though Franklin Simpson had won both of those games during the regular season, Russellville was right there with them. But Russellville advances to the 4th region championship. You and I are going to talk about the 4th region softball after Kaylee Cook joins us. And it's going to be amazing because she was one of 11 Toyota of Bowling Green Scholar athletes. And wow, what a resume she has, Joe. So impressive. So we're going to take a short break. When we come back, Kaylee Cook from Greenwood High School will join us right here on the Sporting Time Show, WNKY NBC 40. Welcome back to the show. Well, my next guest, she was one of the 2022 Toyota Bowling Green Scholar Athlete recipients, very worthy of the award. She was our first, actually was awarded in September of 2021, but we have to wait until May or June to give out the awards. But Kaylee Cook, she's a senior at Greenwood High School. She was a soccer player. Amazing young lady. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You know, first of all, Governor Scholar.
Yes.
We had 11 Toyota recipients this year. We had over 200 applications. So the committee goes through everybody's resume, and you were the first in September, because August we use as a month that we kind of celebrate and get ready for the next year. But you're Governor Scholar.
Yeah.
Kentucky President's Award to the University of Kentucky.
Yes.
So many things academically that you have achieved, 32 on your ACT, amazing. And I'm not going to ask you how many times you took it. That's not fair. I won't, and you don't ask me how many times I took it or what my score was. How do you balance athletics with the academic achievements that you made?
It definitely took me a while to master. Sophomore year was rough when all of that was going on with applications and playing for as long as we did that year because of the state championship. But it took a lot of late nights and definitely having the support of my teammates who I had in a lot of my classes. So we all kind of studied together sometimes before practice. And
did you travel? Did you, like on road games? Did you?
Oh,
on the
always,
bus,
always homework on the bus.
Really?
Everyone brought their backpacks, got work done.
That's so disciplined.
Yeah.
I never did that. I never. So, 2019, you have a state championship, which was kind of a surprise, right?
Yes.
I think Anna Haddock was injured.
Yeah.
Was that right?
Well, she was injured the year before.
Okay.
And then.
That's right.
Yeah. We got a bit of a shock. It might have been the semifinal or the final game where she came out for a little bit because she was hurt.
Right.
And we had to adapt to that, but she ended up pulling through. So.
But in 2019, you win it. You win it all. And it was kind of a surprise, but you played so well as a team.
Yes.
And then COVID hits in 2020 and ruins everything. And then this past year, that pesky Bowling Green, another Greenwood Bowling Green championship.
Yeah.
Just talk about your athletic career for a second, about what did you get out of athletics and what did it bring to the table for you with all of your other achievements academically?
Yeah, I've always done athletic things growing up, and it's always been very much about the team and the support system that it creates and kind of having, as cliche as it is, your own family. But I think especially with Greenwood, my coach, Zach Leckler, and the people above me taught me the importance of leadership on a team full of other leaders.
Right.
So it wasn't just focus on one person, but instead how to work with each other while maintaining a sense of being able to instruct others what to do and how to make it better for them at the same time.
Yeah, so true. And of course, you had mentioned you may pursue soccer at the next level. Have you decided that you want to do that, or?
I'm not doing it in college. I'm going to Indiana, and they offer intramural sports.
Yep.
So I thought about doing that or just club, just to stay active because I do love the game. And I'm going to miss it a lot.
Well, you can travel
yes.
in the intramural. I mean, they go
Yeah.
to different colleges and play too. It's very competitive.
Yes.
So you're going to Indiana?
Yes.
We've got about a minute left. What are you going to study?
I am a psychology major right now, but I'm thinking about switching to nursing to be a psychiatry mental health nurse practitioner. It's a mouthful, but.
Well, we need you. Believe
Yeah.
me, we need you out there. And you know, we have a plaque, obviously, for you, and also a check from Toyota of Bowling Green for $500, made out to you. No strings attached. You can use it for whatever you want. But congratulations on
Thank
everything.
you.
You've had a tremendous career. We would have to take the entire show to read everything that you have accomplished. But thank you very much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate it. All right, when we come back, Joe Brunk and I will wrap things up right here on the Sporting Time Show on WNKY NBC 40. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Thank you, Kaylee Cook, for joining me today. What an absolute pleasure to have her on. Congratulations for all her successes. Joe, we're going to move on to the teams that won or advanced from their district championships. And you're going to start it off in District 13.
Yeah, let's talk about the 13th. And again, you mentioned it before we took the break in the second segment, that Russellville, kind of the surprise team, coming up, not only beating Franklin Simpson in the first round, but then beating Logan County in the championship. So a 3 seed coming out of the 13th district as the district champion.
Right.
Moving on, Logan County, usually a pretty good team in softball too.
Yep.
So they're going to be in the tournament as well. And then you look at the 14th.
That's so good.
That's a gauntlet, and
so
it
good.
just got even more ridiculous this year because I mean, look, South's always been good, East has always been good,
Yep.
but Greenwood got back to their stride.
And Bowling Green had a good season.
And Bowling Green is a tough team to beat,
Yeah.
but I mean, Greenwood had a phenomenal season. They're back as a state power in softball,
Yep.
which is something that they hadn't been in the past couple seasons. They're back on the map. They were the top seed going into the district tournament. South Warren, though, is the team coming out as the district champ. So South and Greenwood coming out of the 14th district. Those are going to be 2 teams that nobody in the region wants to play.
No.
Let's just go ahead and put that out there.
No, they're both top seeds.
Don't be surprised if you see both of them in the championship. But there's also some really good teams from out of the other districts.
So when we taped the show, obviously games, the first round already started earlier today, so we don't have the results of that. But I know that we'll get to the region draw here in a second. In the 15th district, no surprise, Barron County and Allen County Scottsville advance. Barron County was really a leader throughout the season in the 15th district. Allen County Scottsville, traditionally always a powerhouse in girls softball. So they move on. And then in the 16th district, it mirrored baseball. So we had Russell County advance, and we also had Clinton County advance to the 4th region tournament, Joe. And I have the draw here, hot off the press. Allen County takes on Logan County. That will be a great matchup.
That'll be a good matchup, yeah.
Russell County will take on Greenwood. That's going to be a really, really good game. So you've got 16th versus 14th. Russellville versus Clinton. We may see Russellville win another one.
I mean, they're certainly primed for it. They've made the run. They got that district championship, so they get the draw of Clinton County, a nice little draw for them. Don't be surprised to see them in the semis.
Yeah, and then this is another great matchup. Early, in the first round, South Warren versus Barron County.
Yeah, that'll be good.
And that game is right after this show. So we can run over there and watch it.
We got the time.
We could.
Yeah.
Now, congratulations to all the teams that played, made it to the tournament, advanced to the region, and played in the region tournaments. What an exciting time for high school sports. Joe and I are going to put a big bow around this year. We will have a recap of the region tournament next week. But Joe and I are not going to rest. We're going to get right back on it and start to look at football here in a couple of weeks. But before we do so, I do want to go through the list of Toyota of Bowling Green scholar athletes for the class of 2022, the 10th year anniversary we just had. I'm going to start with September, and that was Kaylee Cook, Greenwood High School soccer. In October, it was Emma Husky, Bowling Green High School softball, basketball. November was Peyton Dial out of Metcalfe County High School football. And in December, Luke Richardson out of Franklin Simpson football. And January, Braylon Davis out of Metcalfe County. She is a basketball player.
There you go. Yeah. So then in February, Kayla Hoy out of South Warren, basketball player for the Lady Spartans. And then you got in March, Rachel Palmer, Greenwood High School cheerleader for the Gators there. So and then you've got Selena Metcalf out of South Warren, softball player for the Lady Spartans, playing right now in the region tournament. Campbell Ritchie out of Bowling Green was the May representative playing tennis. And then Aaron Cheney out of Portland playing softball in June. And our July is McKenna Armstrong out of South Warren, track and field.
Yeah, so congratulations to everybody. And by the way, we already got submissions for next year, the class of 2023. Send them to us. You can go to stfanclub.com/Toyota. All the information is there of what you need to do. It's quick, it's easy. Upload a couple of pictures, and we will get it to the committee. But congratulations to everybody. This has been a fantastic show. Joe, thank you very much for coming in today.
Thanks for having me, man.
And
good to be in.
Now that I know you're off on Fridays, watch out. But anyway, join us every Saturday night at 6 p.m. We will be here next week, same time, same place. For Doug Thompson and Joe Brunk, have a fantastic week. Good night.